Before the bright lights, the sold-out shows and the platinum plaques, young MC was just Marcus, a quiet kid from a neighborhood full of stories. He grew up in a part of the city where dreams often felt distant, almost like they belonged to someone else. Life wasn't always easy. He saw his parents work tirelessly day in and day out just to make sure there was food on the table and a roof over their heads. Their hard work taught him a valuable lesson about dedication. Marcus learned early on that nothing in this world is handed to you. You have to earn it with sweat, heart, and a whole lot of soul. Marcus was an observer. He would sit on his front porch and watch the world go by, soaking in every detail. He saw the joy of kids playing in the street, the stress on the faces of adults coming home from long shifts, and the strong sense of community that held everyone together. These weren't just random scenes to him. They were puzzle pieces of life, each one telling a unique and powerful story. He carried these images with him, storing them in his mind. He didn't know it yet, but he was gathering the raw material that would one day become the foundation of his art. He was a good student, but his real education happened outside the classroom. He learned about resilience from the corner store owner who never gave up, even when times were tough. He learned about hope from the murals painted on the brick walls, vibrant colors that defied the gray concrete. School taught him how to read and write, but his neighborhood taught him what to write about. It gave him a perspective that was real, honest, and unfiltered. This authenticity would later become his superpower in a world that often felt manufactured and fake. His family was his rock. His grandmother would tell him old stories, tales of where they came from and the struggles they'd overcome. These stories gave him a sense of identity and pride. His older brother introduced him to different kinds of music, from soul and funk to the early pioneers of hip-hop. Marcus would listen for hours, fascinated by the rhythm, the flow, and the powerful messages in the lyrics. He was a sponge, absorbing every beat, every rhyme, and every melody. He was finding his world, even before he found his voice. The moment that changed everything for Marcus happened on a hot summer afternoon. He was at a local block party, the kind of event that brought the whole neighborhood together. The air was filled with the smell of barbecue and the sound of laughter. A DJ was spinning records, and suddenly a freestyle cypher started. People gathered in a circle, taking turns grabbing the microphone and rhyming off the top of their heads. Marcus stood on the edge of the crowd, completely captivated. He watched as people told their stories, their struggles, and their triumphs through rhyme. He saw how the crowd reacted, nodding their heads and cheering for the most clever lines. It was more than just music, it was a conversation. It was a way for people to be heard, to be seen, and to connect with each other on a deeper level. For the first time, Marcus saw a direct line between the stories he had been collecting in his mind and a way to share them with the world. He felt a fire ignite inside him, a powerful urge to grab that microphone himself. He wanted to be a part of that circle, to add his voice to the chorus. That night he couldn't sleep. The beats from the block party were still ringing in his ears. He found an old notebook and a pen and started writing. The words just flowed out of him. He wrote about the cracked sidewalks, the sound of the ice cream truck, the dreams of his friends, and the strength of his mother. It was raw and it was real. He wasn't trying to be anyone else, he was just trying to be Marcus. This was the birth of Young MC. He had found a way to turn his observations into art, his feelings into lyrics. From that day forward, music became his everything. He spent every spare moment writing rhymes, practicing his flow, and studying the greats. He listened to legends like Tupac, Nas, and Jay-Z, not just for their style, but for their storytelling. He analyzed how they constructed their verses, how they used metaphors, and how they painted pictures with their words. He wasn't just a fan anymore. He was a student of the craft. He knew that if he wanted to be taken seriously, he had to master the fundamentals. His passion had found its purpose. Having a dream is one thing, making it a reality is a whole different ballgame. Young MC quickly learned that the path to a music career was not a straight line. He started by recording his first songs on a cheap microphone plugged into an old family computer. The sound quality wasn't great, but the heart was there. He burned his tracks onto CDs and handed them out to anyone who would listen, at school, at the local basketball court, and outside the corner store. Most people just walked by, but he didn't let that stop him. Every single person who took a CD was a small victory. He faced a lot of rejection. He sent his demos to countless local radio stations and record labels, but most of them never got a reply. Some told him his sound was too raw, that he didn't have the right image. It was discouraging, and there were many nights when he felt like giving up. He would look at the pile of unopened envelopes and wonder if he was just wasting his time, but then he would remember why he started. The block party, the stories, the need to be heard. That memory was the fuel that kept his engine running through the toughest times. Young MC knew he had to build his own buzz. He started performing at any open mic night he could find. Often he'd be rapping to a nearly empty room with only a handful of people paying attention. But he treated every performance like he was headlining a stadium. He poured all his energy and passion into every verse, determined to win over the crowd one person at a time. Slowly but surely, people started to notice. They were drawn to his honesty and his incredible stage presence. A small group of loyal fans began to form, showing up to every one of his shows. The real grind was balancing his dream with his reality. He worked a part-time job during the day to help his family and pay for studio time. He would finish a long shift, grab a quick bite to eat, and then head straight to a friend's makeshift studio in a basement. They would work late into the night, perfecting his tracks. It was an exhausting schedule, filled with sacrifice. He missed out on hanging out with friends and getting enough sleep, but he knew that this was the price of admission. He was investing in himself, and he believed that one day the hard work would pay off. The breakthrough came from an unexpected place. Young MC had uploaded a music video for his song Concrete Dreams online. It was a simple video, shot on a shoestring budget in his own neighborhood. It showed the real faces and places that inspired his music. The song was a powerful anthem about hope and resilience, and it connected with people in a way he never could have imagined. It started with a few hundred views, then a few thousand, and then it exploded. The video went viral, shared across social media by people who saw their own stories in his lyrics. Suddenly, the phone started ringing. The same record labels that had ignored his demos were now scrambling to get in touch with him. He was invited for interviews on major radio shows, and his songs started getting played on stations across the country. It was a whirlwind. One day he was handing out CDs on the street, and the next he was sitting in a fancy boardroom discussing a record deal. It was everything he had worked for, but it was also overwhelming. He never forgot the people who were with him from the beginning, and he brought his close friends along with him on this new journey. With the backing of a major label, his career skyrocketed. His debut album was a massive success, going platinum within a year. His songs were more than just hits, they were cultural moments. He told the stories of the underdog, the forgotten, and the dreamers. People from all walks of life related to his message of authenticity and perseverance. His life changed dramatically. He went from a small apartment to a beautiful house, but he never lost his connection to where he came from. He proved that you could achieve incredible success without losing your soul. After achieving fame, Young MC used his platform for more than just music. He started a foundation to provide musical instruments and recording equipment to kids in underserved communities. He wanted to give them the same spark that the block party had given him. He also became an entrepreneur, launching his own clothing line and investing in businesses within his old neighborhood. His story became a beacon of hope, showing a new generation that your circumstances don't have to define your destiny. Young MC's journey from Marcus, the kid on the block, to a global superstar is a powerful reminder that with talent, hard work, and a whole lot of heart, anything is possible.